The Checkpoints is presented by GM Pharma, the first international and multinational pharmaceutical corporation in Georgia.
BMG was the only business media and the first media in Georgia to be exclusively informed about the details of the lawsuit after the US. I'm really proud to say that BMG's analytics hosted Rusudan Maisuradze, BLB partner and advocate of Nona Gaprindashvili on Friday. Today in the Checkpoints, we will give you the full profile of her in the new rubric by our reporter Nini Longurashvili, the professional. This rubric will focus its interest on the people who know how to do their job excellently.
This is how I start. I wake up in the morning full of energy and have a look at the city. I know it's waiting for me with a lot of work to do. Good morning.
How are you?
Fine, and you?
Well, what's the story here this morning?
Are you ready for the meetings?
Yes, but what are you doing?
I will leave soon. I will finish the coffee and go.
Is this an interview?
Yes, we're recording an interview here. This is how he's been since COVID started. He wears formal t-shirts and shorts. This is how he attends Zoom meetings.
Not always.
True, not always. People should always strive for development. This is how I live and this is how I raise my children. Freezing in one place kills everything. I myself was born into a socially vulnerable family and knew that I had to achieve everything on my own. This was in the 90s when nothing good was happening around. In any profession, you need a lot of work. If you're not familiar not only with Georgian court practice but also with international practices, it will be very difficult for you to become a high-level professional. Personally, I get acquainted with international practices all the time. I've been doing this since I was 16 years old. When I entered the Faculty of Law, I didn't become a lawyer because of the high salary promise. A lot of people have this approach, and it's wrong, even though good lawyers do have high incomes, even in a country like Georgia. This approach never brings any results. You cannot think like that. First of all, you have to love what you do. If you do not love what you do, you will never get to the point where your job brings high income. The fact that Rusudan Maisuradze is a good professional today did not come by itself. This has not been an easy path. It has not been easy for me to come so far, to be a partner of one of the most successful law firms. It was not easy to find a job. It was impossible to find a job. For a year, I was completely depressed without a job. Even today, I do not know which kind-hearted person is responsible for accepting me into the Bar Association. One day, I got a phone call and was told I had been accepted into a Bar Association. That was my first and very small but very important step. Then I got a job at TBC Bank. When I became a senior lawyer, I realized I was kind of stuck professionally. I decided to go to the United States and continue my studies. Back then, there was this program called MASC program. I trained myself for it. I trained myself in English. I had to pass the TOEFL exam. Basically, I won my place in the program. But it happened so that I started a family, and my husband, who is the CEO of TBC Bank, fired me the next day. Obviously, he said that we couldn't work together. After that, I started working in a private law firm. Back then, there was a large company called GRDC. It was a very large company with 24 companies under its wing. I was in charge of the legal activities of these 24 companies. GRDC has helped me gain extensive experience in business law. I wanted to continue to advance professionally, so I went to study in London. Today, I am where I am, a partner of one of the most successful Georgian law firms, and I'm happy to say that I am a partner alongside very good professionals and very good people.
The Checkpoints is presented by GM Pharma, the first international and multinational pharmaceutical corporation in Georgia.